Hi guys. Just waiting for people to go. Yeah. So guys, my name is Rami Alame. I am a lawyer. I started off my career in financial services law. I worked for Cadwalader. We were doing ISDA agreements, swaps, derivatives, etc. Then I decided to leave corporate to launch my own startup called Lexium. Lexium is a legal tech startup. We started using basically AI, natural language processing to generate contracts. And we got funded by 500 startups. So we went to San Francisco, we went through batch 23, and then we got a follow-on investment. And then we moved to the Emirates, to Dubai and to Abu Dhabi. And this is where we started growing. I started working with a lot of entrepreneurs over there. And we started working, when Web3 started becoming a mainstream thing, we started working on Web3 projects with founders. And the cool thing is Dubai, that's another option for you guys to consider if you are artists, if you are service providers, if you are entrepreneurs trying to launch your Web3 startup. Dubai and Abu Dhabi are amazing platforms or like regulatory authorities over there where you could really work with regulators. And I've been fortunate to be on the advisory board with the Virtual Assets Regulation Authority in Dubai. And with Abu Dhabi Global Markets in Abu Dhabi. So I've been working really closely with regulators for the past year to really put in place the framework for how virtual assets are going to be regulated. The first part is really what is regulated and what is not regulated in kind of layman's terms. What is needed for the founder to launch their NFT project. I'm an NFT project founder. I'm also part of several communities in Web3, Zookies, Apes, etc. So I want to take the practical approach, not the legal specific approach. Number one, so we have three asset classes in a way in Web3, coins, tokens, and NFTs. In coins, obviously, we all know that coins are related to certain blockchains, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETH, etc. These coins basically deliver the usability on the blockchain. Tokens are layer 2 solutions, basically, that come on top of these blockchains, but are not specific, the specific original coins of this project, of this blockchain. Now, is this regulated? Are we allowed to just issue a token, issue a coin out there? The question, to answer this question, we have to know what are we offering with these coins and with these tokens. And that's something that we kind of started working on with VARA in Dubai, with the Virtual Assets Regulation Authority, to understand what kind of basically utility or what kind of usability are we offering those users when we issue those tokens. And the answer that we came up with is we want to differentiate between those security tokens and non-security tokens. But what does security token mean? Based on the definition of the SEC, Section 11, the security token is basically anything that is basically sold for money and exchanged, right? In the definition of VARA, when we started working on the full market product, the definition was a bit extended towards ownership. So actual ownership is considered a security token. In Dubai, now you can, and starting February 7th, you could start actually your NFT project and directly talk to the Virtual Assets Regulation Authority, where we have several rule books. If you are a broker dealer, if you are an investor, if you are what we call a VASP, a virtual assets service provider. So not only if you are launching your NFT project, but if you are also a service provider, maybe you are a community manager, maybe you are someone providing some kind of art for an NFT project. In these cases, you could also go to VARA and regulate yourself. And it's the first, so VARA is basically the first tailor-made regulatory authority. So it's kind of built by startup founders. And when I started working, actually talking to them, I got in talks with the manager over there. And somehow she recognized me from like 3 years back. We were at a pitch session, and she was pitching a startup, and she actually started her own company before she joined Vara. And these are the kinds of people that are working at the regulation authority over there. So that's super cool, because you get to talk to them. I'm not trying to promote, by the way, Vara or ADGM, but I'm just telling you my experience, because I've been there. I live there. My company is in Abu Dhabi, backed by the government. So I know the environment. I'm trying to share with you guys so that potentially you have another view than the one you have for the US or Europe, because these are not the only options. Moreover, ADGM, Abu Dhabi Global Markets, right now has partnered up with an accelerator called Hub 71, which I'm also part of, to create a $2 billion fund for Web3 digital asset startups. So if you guys have your own companies, your own ideas, these guys are creating a fund, and they're partnering up directly with the regulator. So you're sitting on the same table with the investor, the regulator, and the founder to create that ecosystem in a way. So that's super cool. One other thing I want to mention. So it's very important to really think about, as the people that came before me talked about consumer protection. It's very important to think about consumer protection across jurisdictions, but especially in the UAE. In the UAE, there's a very developed consumer protection basically law that protects against these kinds of messages. For example, the tweet or the post that had the dollar signs, etc. These are things that definitely would not get you into problems directly, but if someone goes after you, that could create some kind of responsibility on your behalf. And I think that the 3 takeouts from this talk, you need, first of all, you have the option to create your, now there's a regulation, by the way, going out for decentralized autonomous organizations, coming out, I think, mid-May or end of May. So that's something that you could potentially look at if you're thinking of creating a DAO out there. So takeout is, number 1, you have a framework, you have regulators that are there that could potentially be an option for you guys. Number 2, when you are launching your NFT project, think of definitely your co-founder agreement, your IP assignment agreement. Think of how you're gonna basically assign all that IP into the company that you're trying to build. And your co-founders, make sure that they sign those IP assignment agreements, especially the artist and the artist that's working with you, to fully understand what they are actually giving to the project. So I launched an NFT project, and we had a clear and straightforward agreement on the art that is being delivered. And last point, I'm just done. And last point is very, very important, is to really structure your business with Web2 contracts, because we work in contracts, and service agreements, employment agreements, etc. are very important. And someone mentioned, if you are hiring a moderator, sometimes they're considered employees in your company. So that brings responsibility on you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.